Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome to Babble with Bronies. I am your host. My name is Everlasting Joy, along with my co-workers, Mr. Ben and Twilight is Magic. Got a lot of good stuff for you here today, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time wasting your time. Of course, the biggest news of this week was that Season 4 is airing on November 23rd. So, mark your calendars, folks. There's a link for anyone who wants to read this article really here from Entertainment Magazine. But the biggest thing I just want to point out is Saturday, November 23rd is the Season 4 air date. Yes, Brony State will be streaming it. Yes, before anyone points it out, that is also the 50th anniversary showing of Doctor Who. And a bunch of other good stuff happening that day. But, for our intents and purposes, S4 in November. So got that. By the way, that's good, Matt the Shadow Man. I like that number. Alright. What else do I want to say? That's it for the news. I thought I had more than that. Oh, there is one thing I do want to bring to your guys' attention. For those of you wondering why we aren't doing an interview this week, all I'm going to say is, unfortunately, a lot of things just fell through. So that's why we're not interviewing. However, I don't think this is a bad thing, because continuing where we left off from last week just makes sense to continue it into the next week. So, yeah. And by the way, I probably forgot something around here. I don't know what, but Lord knows I probably did. Anyway, howdy Mike, by the way. Tox, Tim, and everyone who's here. What was the last thing I was going to say? No, it's just going to be hopefully in two parts, Mr. Ben. But anyway, enough of my babbling. Art or music, folks? Let me rephrase that. Art or videos? We actually have only one song this time around. Twilight is Magic. Before anyone asks, no, I do not have Muffinshire's comic. I had to cut content off about Friday because I had a lot. Plus, the videos there's one video that's pretty long, but I'm actually glad to show it. So before anyone asks, Muffinshire's comic will be shown next week. So anyway, where was I? I've got 1, 2... 3 on videos, 4 videos, 1, 2, art, 6 on videos. What about a combination of both? I'm tempted to try that one day, Michael, and I just might one day. But anyway, I'm getting a ton of videos, so we're going to start with videos. Alright. Oh, who should I go with first? It's such a tough choice. I'll go with this one by Ecstaticus. Hideaway, a song for Fluttershy.
this out forever. Rest assured we'll stick together. Take me higher now or never. Never let me go. Oh, please don't hide away. Shy away. My love will find you each and every day. Run away. Fly away. I'll never give in, so please, baby, don't hide away. Shy away. My love will find you each and every day. Run away. Fly away. I'll never miss out, so please don't hide away.
Hideaway, a song for Fluttershy by Ecstaticus. There's the link, folks. By the way, I know what I forgot to mention. Since you guys seem to keep bringing up the comics, I will note this. Yes, I'll be covering a lot more of the comics now from now on. So releases, sales, that kind of junk, I'll be covering it. Okay, we'll go with this one. I'm just going to say that this one was released by Toucan LDM.
I'm so happy 'cause I'm a gummy bear gummy. Whew! That took longer than expected. According to the map, Granny Pie had told me that this is where the mystical Candyland should be. My dreams have been answered!
Oh, I am so sorry there. I didn't see you from a mile away.
Aw, what a cute outfit you've got there. Almost like you're actually made out of peanut butter.
Get off me! I don't know what got over that horse over there.
Ow, my head! Ooh, yummy! Ew! Sour! I hate sour stuff!
I've been violated yet again.
Penelope! Horse! Attacking! Danger! Pink!
Take it easy there, Tappeta. Now what seems to be the problem?
A pink horse with a serious appetite is vandalizing everything in Sugar Rush!
You can't be serious. How can a horse be that dangerous?
Yeah, you might want to stop all this. Hey!
Listen here, Diaper Rash. As president of this Lynn, I command you stop this nonsense right now! Otherwise they'll get the best of you!
Meh.
Oh my gosh, he's back!
She wants to do this the hard way, huh? We'll just see about that once I bring in the big guns.
2 hours later.
So, what's the problem you're having again, Vanellope?
I've told you. A horse just happens to show up and starts causing mayhem upon Sugar Rush. Just look at it.
Really? It doesn't seem to cause any harm.
Look around, you stink brain.
She ate all the devil dogs. She ate them all.
Oh, I see. Don't worry, Vanellope. I'll put an end to this. Now see here. You're causing major property damage to this land. Either you stop or I will stop you.
Ew! Icky smell!
Get back here!
Ooh!
Hey! Ah, got you! There, confetti!
Sweet pickles, it's a cola mountain!
Ralph, what are you doing? You were supposed to stop her.
I'm sorry, but she's just out of control.
Well, where's she at right now?
I think she's heading up to Diet Cola Mountain right now.
Ralph, I have an idea. Good thing I managed to save a few of these since that incident a while back. Take cover!
Fun? And then I said, that is so not 20% cooler.
Does this belong to you?
Yeah?
She is forever banished to ever step foot in Sugar Rush.
Pinkie Pie, could you explain to me what the hay just happened? Oh, my Celestia, Dashi! I found this wonderful place that is made out of candy and... Oops! Sorry there, Lyra and Bonbon!
Oh, and we were like so close.
Wreck-It Ralph meets My Little Pony, folks. There's the link. Send it. Just taking a quick peek at who's here. By the way, howdy, Citra. Alright, now for this last one. How do I want to introduce this one? I think I'll do it just same way I did last time. This one is by Duo Cartoonists.
I still remember it like it was yesterday, though it was countless moons ago. After he was defeated, not much of our once beautiful home was left. And the two brave ones that stood up for us all ruled Equestria from then on. One day, the younger one, saddened by our daily struggles, proposed to form a new colony where all of us would grow strong and happy. But the elder one forbade it, for she felt that it would divide and shatter the weakened kingdom forever. No pony knows that we are still here, smiling beneath the moonlight while remembering our dear mother, for we will forever be her children of the night.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of shadows. Follow, sweet children, I'll show thee the way through all the pain and the sorrows. Weep not, poor children, for life is this way, muttering beauty and passions. Hush now, dear children, it must be this way, to weary of life and deceptions. Rest now, my children, for soon we'll away into the calm and the Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of shadows.
Just kind of letting the chat go here, folks. But Children of the Night by Duo Cartoonists. That's all the videos we have this week, folks. So now we're moving into art. By the way, I just want to mention right now that we got a lot of content, and I think a lot of that is due to GalaCon and BronyCon being next weekend. So everyone's kind of running everything in terms of content. So needless to say, we've got a lot of stuff in the art department in particular. A lot of good stuff, too. Let's see here. I think we will start. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, folks. I think we'll start right with you, Tox, if he is here. I see he isn't. I'm assuming it's like a connection problem or he got called away. So I'm going to move on to something else. I'm just going to get these 2 bits by Death Pony out of the way really quickly. They're low priority stuff. Something to note is this is GalaCon crew updated. First of all, I just want to more or less make a few corrections. 1, these are not for sale. 2, these are made out of... These are 3D prints, but he does not have access to one. He has to order them. I made those errors last week, and, well, I think it's worth correcting. Anyway, he's got them all. He's got a lot of content here, or a lot of that same information in the description. That's what I'm trying to say. That's really about it. And the last thing from Death Pony is some of these buttons he's selling. Which reminds me of something else, but anyway. These are for sale. Quote, grab them at GalaCon or my stash. I could send some out if I have any left after the con. So for those of you going to the convention, GalaCon, you can go ahead and buy these there. And from what I'm reading here, I could send some out if I have any left after the con. As such, if you want to order some after the convention, you can do that. That's all I'm going to say about those. And all right. Sorry, I know I keep wasting your guys' time. Okay, turns out Tox is here, but I don't see him in the chat anywhere. So, why don't instead, I'll do one more. I'm going to do one more, and then I will move to Toxic Mario. Which one do I want to go with? We'll go with this one. Oh, there he is. This one is titled Smile by Sophie Cabra. I saw this one and I just wanted to put this one in the show just because, well, the thing I liked about this one the most are 2 things. 1, it's a really happy piece, and I like the way Bob Ross puts it as art should make you feel happy. Whether it be the artist or the person looking at it, I think that goes both ways. And 2, Trixie. Why? Because here we have every pony smiling, and she's in there bursting through the window about as angry as can be. Nope, no, Mr. Ben. Well, okay, that goes without saying, Matt the Shadow Man, but that's another story. You are right there, Twilight is Magic. She does have a very Enoch art style. Something worth pointing out. Alright. Let us move on then. Next one, as I've been kind of pointing out here, poke, poke, poke. Let me get things set up here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. So, Tox, what can you tell us about Stay Right Where You Are?
It's a DBZ picture. DBZ pony picture.
Well, sure, but that goes without saying.
The whole base on this one, I don't know. I decided to do a Vinyl Scratch one this time because I mentioned it last week. This one was one of my more interesting ones to do. I'll put it that way.
How so?
The pose overall and just the overall trying to get the background to look right.
That is something I did want to cover, even if you were or weren't here, was this posing. How did you make that? Because that's a bit of a more interesting pose concerning not only just ponies, but your own poses.
Well, I basically saw this in 2 fights that I was looking at, and I was like, I could actually use that, because that's a good type of pose that has a lot of movement with it. The only problem is, with this one, was trying to, because I did with Vinyl Scratch, it was trying to make the background work, because the original background from where the scene was, it works because the characters are more in blue suits. So it didn't work well. So I had to think of a new background for this one. So I kind of took an element of the ones I did for Rarity, because she has the same type of coat, and I mixed it in with my own little flair, and I had to darken all the colors to make the contrast work.
Do you think it worked?
It works. I actually had a print on it right now, sitting on my bed. Actually, I printed it all out and everything. It looks fantastic.
Tell me about the rocks. Those are kind of new in your DBZ pictures.
Well, how so? Actually, I have them always in there.
Well, I'm meaning them flying around. I don't think I've seen those until this picture.
Oh, they are there. It's just that this is one I had to make them a little bit more pronounced, because there's a joke that's going around where it's like floating rocks, and everybody has a joke saying you got to add more floating rocks in your stuff. Well, the other reason why I made a lot of rocks in this one was to kill off the empty spaces that were in the corners, to at least draw a little bit of distance between the floating rocks would be closer, and then you have the Vinyl Scratch, and then you have the background rocks. It was the only way I could push the background further back a little bit.
Why Vinyl Scratch in this pick? I mean, you could have. I know you said you were saying Vinyl Scratch, but any special reason why it's her?
Not particularly. It was just she was on my next on the list, and I really had to think hard of what to actually put her in, and I decided to take a pose that I've seen. I'm not gonna lie, I've only seen it 4 times in the entire DBZ clips that I was looking at. When I looked at it a lot, because I couldn't think of a good one for Vinyl Scratch. But yeah, that's the gist of that one. It was more trickier because that back leg and a bunch of other things. It's just overall it's a very annoying thing. But when I get to the next versions of them, when I do a version 2 of all these, I have different ideas.
You're going to do a version 2?
I'm going to do a version 2 of all of them.
Okay.
But that's going to be probably starting off in September, my guess is. But right now I want to run through more background ponies. Like Lyra and Bon Bon would be next.
Nice. Any last thing you want to say? Like, what are you most proud of this picture?
The pose. I'm more proud of that one, and the background. I actually made it tie in right.
Okay. Any last words?
Let's see. Any last words? Flibble jibble. There you go.
I always like those last words.
There you go.
All right. Thank you very much for taking time to come on, Tox.
Yes, and I will go back to lurking in the chat.
Oh, are you going to be streaming tonight?
Yes, I'm definitely streaming every day until I leave BronyCon on Thursday.
Noted. Hear that, folks? Stop by the stream.
Yes, new comic.
Excellent.
It's cheerily.
All right. Take care.
Yep, alright, later.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay right where you are, and Toxic Mario. What was it I was going to do? Sorry, I know I've got these other things here, but it's always one thing. Anyway, I'm going to do one more before I get to Citra. And I sure hope he's here to see this. This is one that we haven't been to in, or we haven't seen in a long time. This one is Schnoggles by Vest. For those of you who don't know who Vest is, check his workout. Trust me, you're going to like what you see. This one, when I saw it, I just thought, aw, this is really cute. I will say one thing, though. The original lines were by Mega Sweet. Vest colored this. So I'm going to give credit to Mega Sweet and check her workout too. But what do you guys have to say about this one? Citra. All right. There is the link. Let us move on. All right, folks. I've got... going to move on to Citra here, since he is here. And before I do that, trying to call him on Skype. Citra?
Yes, can you hear me?
Can you, yes, can you hear me?
I'm not sure if I can hear you.
Test, test, are you there?
I keep hearing this test. I'm not sure.
All right, while you are here, do you want to talk about your bonbon button or all of the buttons first?
Let's go ahead and talk about the button.
Testing, testing. Are you still functioning?
Yes. Can they hear me? I'm not sure they can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
They should be able to. I'm just... You're still on the stream.
Oh, yeah, there's always a delay in the stream into the chat. Okay.
Sure, I do realize that, but... Hey, Mr. Ben caught on and put you on plus V, so I would take that as good.
Plus V. What was that?
It just means that you're on voice.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so what can you tell us about the bonbon button that I'm showing here?
The button.
Yep.
It was the second try at it. I had another attempt at the button for Bonbon. It was a little bit more plain. Originally, I had her in her like a little shop with candy. Then I had her outside, and I was like, let's scrap the whole thing and start over. So I put her on the bench, just like my previous illustration with Lyra. And I changed up the perspective, and I try my best at it.
Can you tell us about the mane? Because that's one of the most interesting things I've seen on from any artist in a long time is how you did her mane here.
I don't see anything on the stream. I just see a empty Firefox window.
Really?
Now something appeared.
Huh.
I guess the stream is about a minute behind.
Well, that's bad. Shouldn't be that big of a lag. Huh? Citra?
The lighting, the hair thing. I love drawing hair. I usually hair with a base. Am I here? Am I here? Hello?
I was going to say you
Hello?
just kind of dropped there for a second.
Did you hear?
Kind of. We kind of caught the end of what you had to say about her mane. What did you? Would you just restate that again?
I'm all the way in the garage right now, so.
Okay. You still there?
But I hear him like.
That was me. That was on my end. Anyway, what can you tell us about her mane? Would you just
I think that's kind of bad image.
And now the connection just dropped.
Base color. I build in the lighting, the foundation, the valiant. I go in.
You still there?
Trans. I start off with. I'm still there. I'm still. Hello.
Hello? Yeah, the connection is kind of wonky here. Might just have to drop it and have you just give it in the text chat. Oh, he'll be right back, folks. Going to switch Wi-Fi signals. Anyway, I'll come back to him. For now, let's go with this one by Harwick's Art. By the way, Citra, if you hear this, call me when you call me in between this one. That's probably when I will talk to you about that. Anyway, this is The Beginning of a Beautiful Friendship by Harwick's Art. You remember how the last time I showed his work, folks, he said that that one wasn't very good? This one, he says, is this one he did plan and had a vision. In my humble opinion, folks, I think this one shows far much better than I think it shows. I really do. And how do I know this, or at least can guess this? Celestia's mane, first of all. Look at how colorful and bright that is. There's no doubt in my mind he was planning that. Another thing that I do want to note, something I've always liked about this one is how plausible this is. How real a scenario this is. I could see something like this happening in the show's universe. I'll say that much. Agreed, Matt the Shadow Man. High cannon potato. I do like that. B-E-A beautiful. Should get rid of that, I'm sorry. Alright. All right, we got two of them here by Joey Darkmeat. One of them's a comic, but unfortunately for you guys, it's textless. This one is Cut Up by Joey Darkmeat. Quote, and thus did the G and PT end up walking funny for a week. Why? No need to fall to pieces over me. Want to see how I can make a broom handle disappear? Want to see how I can make a broom handle disappear? Okay, Citra, I acknowledge that, and I'll call you after I get done with Joey's works here. I can't, pony. Speaking of, yeah, he's not here. Speaking of Trixie, though, this one is a little bit better. This one's titled Be Cool. Twilight is magic. Mr. Ben, you win an internet for that one. You really do. Link? Alright, let's try Citra once more. Yellow?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes,
Well-
I can hear you.
Well, me, I guess, is in this case. But anyway, let's bring up the bonbon button again.
I'm going to pause your live streams just so I can free up my own bandwidth.
Well, not only that, this way you won't hear yourself repeated.
True, true. I'm all the way in the. I'm temporarily set up in the garage because of I got a big Cintiq and I'm waiting for a bigger table to arrive first. So
Sure.
internet back here is lousy.
I know the feeling right here. But anyway, enough of my problems. What can you tell us about the bonbon button here?
I'm just going to visualize it in my mind. How much of it did you get before?
We didn't get much. I just wanted to talk to you about the main, first of all.
Oh yeah, and the mane. I love drawing hair, no matter what kind it is, and pony hair, like Bonbon's hair. You know how it curls and everything. Rather than just making it like a mold, how a lot of artists would originally draw it, I pictured it as like a little like curls, and I tried to reimagine how Pony's hair would actually work, like Pinky's hair. I imagine that as like a bunch of wavy hair going in and out on itself to form the shape, and it's the same thing with Bonbon with how it's all curls. I just tried to imagine how it would actually work with real hair.
That's the reason I wanted to emphasize on the main so much, is because it's such a unique, or maybe not unique, but it's a rather interesting aspect that I haven't seen in a very long time, especially on Bonbon here. So you did a really good job on that. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
What about the lighting? That's something else I wanted to touch on.
I just had it in my mind, a visual idea of her sitting on a bench, and it was like late afternoon or something like that. So
Citra?
and glow to it. Am I up? Can you hear me?
I say you were cutting out there, but I think you're back now. Yeah.
Basically, I was wanting it to look warm.
Well, I think you succeeded in that. Chad, I forgot to ask this with Tox, and I'm sorry for that, but do you guys have anything really quickly you want to say about this, like question or something?
Can you get a the hidden item in it? The Easter egg?
Oh, I see it. I see it now. Very clever. I'm not going to point it out, but I will let the chat point it out if they so wish, and if they want to find it. Everyone's saying, good job on the lights and stuff. And there was one I wanted to point out.
Potato. The sunbeam was easy to miss.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The light rays is easy. You just get your white, make a couple of brush strokes in the light direction, and apply a strong Gaussian blur to it and decrease the opacity, and you have light.
Nice.
Very, very simple.
All right, I got two quick questions, or actually just one question. Will this appear in anything other than buttons? Citra?
You have to do, it's like a reward. Like you do with Wheel of Fine, you get so many items, you get to choose something. But if you get so many items from my own table, you get to choose a little mini print for free. Did you get that?
Let me just, I think I got that. Just let me point this out. And correct me if I'm wrong. If we buy so many of, say, these buttons, we can get a mini print for free?
Okay. I say, like, you reach a certain amount of, like, you bought so much that you say, you bought enough items that it reached $20 or $40, you get a free print.
Okay, noted.
Did you get that?
Yes, I did get that, and so the chat should get that. One last thing to note is Twilight is Magic likes how you had the tail hitting the grass. In the sense of, the transition from it was really impressive.
Perspective and what's it called? Mold her into the background or paint her in. She's she's not like a cutout. Had to have a lot of aspects involved with the surrounding elements that help the character to be conveyed as real to the viewer, be like real.
Which makes
sense. Have her sitting, which is why I also have her hook resting on the railing. It's just more added emphasis that she's on the bench.
Can we move on to the buttons now?
Yeah, you can. I can't see a thing.
Okay, fair enough. This is just me pointing out that these are the collection of all the buttons we've shown over the past 3 or 4 weeks. And you've got an FAQ in here. But is there anything you can tell us about them that maybe we don't know, or where we can buy them, that kind of fun stuff?
You're showing the physical buttons, right?
Yep. That background pony buttons one.
What you have on the image is a little bit bigger than how they are in life size. I'm holding the bomb bun right now.
Okay, I'm not going to show the video for various reasons. One of them being my connection would go down the tank.
Right now they real good. That'd be good. See, things you may not. I listed a lot of information on the FAQ. You can read out the FAQ to everybody.
Okay. Will you be selling these online? Nope. How much will they be? 2 bits a button. 6 buttons for 10 bits. That's dollars for those of us who aren't catching it. What about the rest of the image? They'll be mini prints, a 3x3 mini print. How much are they? Can't buy them, you have to earn them. They'll be a reward. The aforementioned stuff that we said. How do you earn them? They'll be explained at my booth itself as I'm figuring out the specifics. Why didn't you draw so-and-so? Be focusing not only on making 6 background ponies, and I've chosen these 6 as they're the only ones people ask me directly at cons for. Why not just make all of them? That's a lot of them. So, something else to, one last thing. Dark Enigma pointed out, he likes how the cutie mark seems 3-dimensional here.
Oh, I didn't do any fancy transformation tools or anything like with Photoshop. I just painted right on top of her flank by visualizing in 3D. I painted the cutie mark in a base type color and just used the dodge and burn tool where appropriate needed and just melted right into your skin. Sounds kind of
Nice.
painful.
But it worked wonderfully.
They're cutie marks. The cutie marks are melted onto.
I thought they were raised by magic. Oh, sorry. Anyway, any last words? I got to wrap this up.
I'm practicing line art, line illustration, and color illustration, more comics style. I'm trying to get away from my realism. I'm very weak with comic painting style. I just can't get a hang of it. I do have one on my gallery where Rainbow Dash getting forced to take a bath. It's just line art right now, but I really try to push my creativity with using lines and try to imagine like I was in Price making a scene. I tried to really, I was adding this, I was adding that. I just had to stop because it gets addicting, adding in a little more details. I originally was started with just one character, Applejack, and I ended up adding the entire 6, including Spike and the cutie mark Crusaders, all in one image.
Nice.
So I got a little bit out of control, out of hand on that image. I'm not sure if you're showing that or not, but I was just explaining it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your thoughts with us.
Yeah, I arrived when I caught your message. So I was just barely happened to be here.
Well, we appreciate your company.
Thank you, despite the family issues.
We make it work. We always do.
All right. I guess I'll go like toxic and get into lurk mode.
All right. Thank you very much, and take care, Citra.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Citra 360. All right, I know we're already into the second hour here. It's going to be a long day, and I apologize for that, folks. So I'm going to just kind of keep rolling through these really quick here. And for those of you who are on, I apologize is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this is A Rock Farm by Pony Killer X. Mambo number 5. The thing that I really love about this is the fact that we've got these really good colors. I love how these colors work so wonderfully together. 2, the thing that I wanted to mention about this, I love this rotoscoping. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Citra. Yeah, I love these rotoscopes, especially when it's something like this. Really well done. And 3, I like how it's Pinky with straight hair, but it makes so much sense in this. I think that's really cool. Hey, I'm all for that, Matt the Shadow Man. Alright, moving on. Okay, we'll go with these 2. These next 2 are by our good friend Alasso, and this one is titled Costume Swap Party, Rarity's Nightmare. For those of you who aren't aware of this, what we've been doing is, what he's been doing is taking the costumes the ponies have worn over this series and swapping them. Quote, Third costume swap party series. Note that Rarity had to wear Derpy's Nightmare Night costume, but Derpy could ruin her gala dress. Horror et Damnation. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, not only is this just cute, I do have to feel some sympathy for Rarity there. This just won't end well. That piece of cake. Or is it pie? Alright, and this next one is titled Just Woke Up. This one, I saw this one, I just went, oh, Lord, this is cute. It kind of, I almost want to say it falls under that costume swap party idea. But and the reason I say it is because we see Rainbow Dash wearing a Fluttershy shirt and Fluttershy wearing a Rainbow Dash hoodie. And yeah. Here's the link. And let's move on. Alright, this next one is by someone we haven't seen in a long time. It's titled Friendship is Magic by Foxme. We've shown her work on here before. It's been those really good humanized ponies. And I think this was supposed to be a banner for this was supposed to be a banner for something, but she didn't say, so I don't know. I'm only making dumb guesses here. But yeah, I saw this one and I got really excited. This is something that I could put on a Facebook page or a YouTube page, and I would be proud to show this one off. It's really good. There's the link. That's something worth noting too, Twilight is Magic. You make a good point. The clothes are absolutely fantastic here. I've always liked the way Foxme does AJ's clothes. They just work so well, more than anything. Alright, moving on. Alright, these next two are by Costine. It's been a while since we've shown him, but many reasons for that. This one is titled There Can Only Be One Princess in Equestria. The thing that really struck me the most about this one is the contrast. I love the way he has this, and the composition of the picture itself. We've got Luna and Luna on the bottom there being overshadowed by Nightmare Night in that dark sphere. I think that just works from just a composition standpoint of showing the contrast of these two characters. Take care, Citra. And there's one other thing that I've always loved about this picture. I like how the Luna's face on the bottom there. That's really good for a show of fear. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. And this last one by him, Costine, is titled Happy Birthday. I saw this one and I just squeed a little bit, people. This one is just uber cute. And that's the thing that I like the most about this picture, was the fact that Pinky's face here is so adorable. Of course, I don't think maybe you should be sending this off on birthdays. The last thing anyone needs is to be dead from the over cuteness. Quote, if one of your friends has a birthday and you don't know what card to give him or her, why not use this cute Pinkie Pie one? And a happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is today, tomorrow, or next week, month, year, etc. Wonder if he's here or not. Sure hope he is. He or she, anyway. All right, this next one is titled Mobile Suit Equestria by Rainbow Dash by Anime Flux. I saw this one and I just said, this one has to be put in the show. And I'm hoping this is not the last time we see of this one. The coloring and lighting is so well done here, and yet what I give bonus points for in this one is the fact that they aren't distracting. They don't take away from Rainbow Dash. So that was good composition on Anime Flux's part. And yes, I am hoping to show all of them when they come out. But we will see when we get there. Dark Enigma. I'm hoping a lot of our anime fans who are here will like this. Twilight is magic. Let's go with these next two by KP Shadow Squirrel. This first one titled Gilda at the Beach. Anyway, KP is always known for very colorful works, and this is no exception. Funny thing is, I told him he had about 6 pieces of work this week, and I didn't want to, of course, use them all. I said, pick one. So this one he was one of 2 that he was most proud of. And something that I really like about this picture is the fact that someone painted Gilda, yet she's not sad or angry or those kind of emotions. She's just relaxing, enjoying herself. And what's wrong with that? Matt the Shadow Man. And this next one is titled Zakora at the Beach. Yeah, all of the at the beaches. This one was one of my personal favorites of the 6 that he showed this week. And the reason being is because, first of all, when have we ever seen Zakora like this? When may we ever see her like this? Probably never. But yeah, the water effects and the hair effects are so good on this one. That's what really stuck out to me in this one. But they already don't wear clothes, fixed nerd. Or physics nerd, sorry. I got the X and the Z's there switched around. Twilight is magic. Sorry about that, folks. Had some personal matters to attend to, some important personal matters. Alright, I think I'm going to go with this one, the only comic we have left in the series, titled One Kiss Is All It Takes by Colt Steel Stallion. See if I can't... Dang. Oh well. Hi, Big Mac. What you doing? Just the usual. Bucking apple trees. Can you stop for a minute? I got a surprise for you. Oh, for me? What is it? Close your eyes. Got my eyes closed. Thank you, guys. Blech! Girl germs! Quote, come on, guys. We all did this when we were young. Architect. That's terrible. Alright. Got two more artists to go here. Next one is by our good friend Vifex, titled Quick Commission, Spider Lily. A quick commission done in about 2 hours. Yeah, I'm just going to come out and say this right now, folks. This is 2 hours. Most of the stuff I draw takes about 4 times that long. So this is really impressive how much detail he got in just that quick of a time. By the way, yes. Oof. Twilight is magic. Oof. Feel sorry for you there. Yeah, mind some of the background noises there, folks. Alex M. Anyway. It's just one fantastic day after another, folks. Anyway, these last two are by Pixel Kitties. This first one, titled Spike on Strike. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys 3 guesses to what this is referencing. And here's a hint. It's not Game of Thrones. This is about the dog thing, isn't it? Quote, it's okay, Spike. I'm right there with you. Make sure and negotiate for dental benefits and a fair retirement package while you're at it. This is just good, silly fun, and the illusion is. I'm curious as to why she chose this one, but I don't know. And finally, we have the clothes make the mayor. So yeah, here's a comic for you guys. Another one. I forgot about this. Okay, now you guys are just toying with me, aren't you? Nice game, guys. I won't go so easy on you next time. Rainbow Dash, I knew you were fast, but wow! Caught my sweet moves on the field, huh, Fluttershy? If anyone says Smoker Batman, I'm going to slap you. No, oh no, I meant, I just donated your muffins to your Wonderbolt Orphan fundraiser. Where? That was way over by the stadium, and now, here you are. 10% cooler? 20 seconds flat? I just can't win with you guys, can I? Okay. That's it for the art and such, folks. Yeah, it was just one thing after another, it seems. But let's get to the second hour, shall we? One thing I wanted to ask, and I know there's some people here who might not have been here last week who were, with us. So I'm going to reopen the question with what we asked last time. How did you get into the fandom? If you already asked it, you don't have to say it. I'm not going to, but this is a chance for anyone who wasn't here to say their part now. Like I said, if you've already answered it, don't bother. But this is for those who weren't here. There is time, Flutterlights. Camaraderie is supernatural. But, okay. Fair enough, Flutterlights. Like I said, I realize that you're not on camera speaking, so that makes it difficult to that makes things difficult to just say things that have a longer story. But yeah, good summary like that. That's always appreciated. Pretty much Firelights. I'll get back to you on that one, Ven Her, but let's save that for between you and me. I don't want to go horrendously off topic with these questions, folks, and the reason being is from last week. We brought in a lot of good discussion topics, like what ifs and whatnot, and I guess might as well spill the beans on this one now, folks, but what I'm planning on for future references, if you still have stories, go ahead and throw them in, by the way. But for in the future, what I'm thinking of doing is next week, one of our discussion episodes that we brought up, probably the background ponies, since a lot of people requested that one, we're probably going to hit background ponies. I'm hoping to do the interview I was supposed to do this week, the week after that. We'll start Season 2 after that. That would be the 18th. And then from there on out, we're going to go through Season 2 until we hit about Episode 8 or 9. Probably 8. Probably an interview in there, in the middle of there somewhere anyway. Anyway, when we hit Episode 8, I'm going to divert off for at least 2 episodes so that we can talk about, so that we can do some other discussion episodes. One of the reasons I did this was because we kept bringing up what if topics, so I'm thinking we're going to do one other topic you guys brought up. I can't remember which one, but I'll get to it when we get there. And what ifs, what ifs, and what could have been, what should have been, what might have been, that fun jazz. That one I'm going to leave extremely open to discussion. So for now, like I said, I'm just asking, please stay on topic. I'll give you guys a chance in the far future to discuss this kind of stuff. Okay, Alex M. Yeah, it's funny what happens when people start talking about being scared by the intro. I admit when I first watched it, the intro didn't do anything for me, but it didn't scare me off. Like I said earlier, I said I would sit through all 22 minutes, and I would sit through that 22 minutes. Beyond that, I could do as I wished, but I didn't stop. Got a question, again, for all of those who weren't here. And for those of you who were here last week, you can join in on this. J.E. Smith, we'll get there when we get there. I'll set the rules, but for now, let's not bother with that. Flutter lights. Architect. I no longer cared. Got a question again for all of you who were here last week, or for who were not here last week. Who's your favorite pony and why? And again, you guys who were here can answer that one since that can be quick. So, again, go ahead and answer. By the way, I'm loving this new chair I got. But anyway. Howdy, artist. I should ask why. Okay, for those of you who haven't, why do you like your favorite pony? Twilight Sprinkle. Sir Canjolf. That battle between RD and Starscream ended so properly. Okay, yo, that's a good point to bring up. Nice, Dark 92. Hold that thought, Matt the Shadow Man. Before I ask his question, I got to ask you guys this question. You guys seem to be bringing up who you are the most equivalent to personality-wise. So why don't I ask this? In terms of your personality, which pony of the main six do you line up the most with? I know most of you have been asking that already, but I'll make it official. Yes, this is for everyone. Really, Twilight is Magic. How, I find that interesting. I really do. That Twilight is so you. But I guess that, but it's, I like that. Really? Really Thunderbolt? Huh. Okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of that, Flutter Lights. Before you guys ask, and I'll just throw my bid in here, I am easily, without a doubt, closest to Applejack. And first of all, I'm fine with that, happily, easily. But what's funny is it's also worth noting that I'm probably just as close to her as I am to Rarity, personality-wise. So it's interesting that these two opposites are also as close, or I'm just as close personality-wise to these two in terms of these two who are opposites. That's what I'm trying to point out. Twilight is magic. Yeah, there's another interesting point, Matt the Shadow Man. My favorite pony is the one who is the most opposite of me. What a paradox. Or not a paradox, a conundrum. You're welcome, Dark 92 Enigma. Take care. No, that's... Dogs. Anyway, folks, yeah. What an episode this is going to be. That's probably a better word there, Nittany Discord, an oxymoron, not a conundrum or a paradox. Conundrum or a dox. Well, save that for later, Matt the Shadow Man. But anyway, this one is more geared towards here on Brony State. But if you do go by an opposite name, or opposite another name on a different site, feel free to tell us this. I'm reading Yo's thing here, folks. And hey, like I said, I don't have any problem with just watching you guys discuss stuff. By all means, like I said last episode, I don't hate the idea of just me dropping a topic and then you guys going on with it. Anyway, did I really... I don't know how much of the question I just got out. I'll repeat the question because of that reason. Who here, for those of you who have a name mostly here on Brony State, but if you go by another name, feel free to tell why. How did you come up with your name? Is there a reason for it? What is it? Huh. I think I know the one, Twilight Sprinkle. Really, artists. So would that be, so instead of saying yes, you would be, yeah. So it's a shipping name, eh, Flutterlights? Good point. Yeah, I know Twilight Sprinkle, but I just couldn't help but poke fun at it there. Hey, it works, physics nerd. If that's all there is to it, Giga Problem, then that's it. It's a good one, though, by the way. I don't wear glasses as a fashion statement, physics nerd. Hey, like I said, I couldn't. I was just poking fun at you, Flutterlight. It was harmless, or at least I hope it was harmless. Join the club, Mr. Ben. If it's clean, Giga Problem, you can. I won't show it, but if it's clean, you can. Alright, I'll tell you my story. This goes back to the early days when I was in the fandom in about September 2011. A little bit further, towards the end of it. I wanted a name that was reflective of how I felt being here in the MLP fandom. I thought, I don't want something like, I don't know, Shadow Killer or some stupid thing you'd find on Xbox Live. I thought, no, just not here. I wanted something that was more reflective. And I thought, always happy just sounds stupid, too easy. So I just thought, why not come up with some, synonyms. That's what I'm looking for. Use some synonyms. Hence, everlasting, happy, everlasting joy. Hence, everlasting joy became my name. And yeah, anything pony related is where I throw it in. My DeviantArt, used it on EQD before I just started using Twitter. Serenity, I joined about Twilight Sprinkle. I'll get back to that in a second. Serenity, I joined September 13th, 2011. Architect of Twilight Sprinkle. Yes. Bicycle 360 no scope XXX. Though, yeah, Twilight Sprinkle, yours is far more appropriate. 360 no scope or swag master. You want to know what the worst part about those names are, folks? That's exactly what you will find if you go on Xbox Live. And look, you have to look a bit hard enough, but yes. XXX underscore smokeweed for life 420. XXX. If you get that, you're awesome. Eating jelly, every pony jelly. Yes, it was, Matt the Shadow Man. Almost had it. Anyway. Alright, let's get off of those stupid Xbox 360 names. So, I do have a another question for you guys. What are some things you guys do that are pony related? I mean, not just like come here to Brony State, but I mean, you know, do you make content? Do you critique content? Do you make videos? Do you critique those videos? What are some things you do that are pony related that maybe we don't know about, but something that would be, well, for us, the audience, to look into? You just like making fun of my accent, don't you guys? Interesting way of wording it, Twilight is Magic. Tell us about that, Matt the Shadow Man. Flutterlights, we're talking about stuff you do within the fandom. Like, do you make videos? Do you critique videos? Do you write? Do you, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, really, Flutterlights? Tell us about that. Well, if you were to try and take it over, I think it would be a little bit more obvious, given this is a live stream there, Twilight is Magic. Rainbow Dash ships with everything. Right, Matt? Well, it's why not the straight block, Matt the Shadow Man? I mean, that's the most helpful one. Twilight is magic. That's funny. it's like combining. It's like combining two shipping services into one. Think of the possibilities, man. Shizu. I should say, let's get back on topic, but I am kind of curious where this is going to go. Go ahead, Thunderbolt. Is there any more you can explain upon that, Flutterlights? And now we're back to corn. Thank you, Flutterlights. I do, but I'll tell you that after the show, Thunderbolt. Needs more steam, if you ask me. All that corn. Okay, J.E. Smith, I'll take a look at that. Okay. Now I will say, let's get back on topic, folks. Let's get back on topic. Because I do have a question for everyone here. Now, this one's going to be really personal. I forgot to mention it this time around. If you don't want to answer questions, you don't have to. But I will ask you this. How has the Brony fandom made you mature as a person? How has it made you a better person? Now, I'm not talking about it, say, like making you happy or anything. I'm going to ask that next. But just in terms of maturing as a person, how has the pony fandom done that for you? If it has. Okay, Flutterlights. Friendships. We are a sample of the entire population in Twilight is Magic. And if you eliminate the love of Pony, you really do have an entire sample of people. As in, there's nothing special to us. So, yeah. That's a really good point. When you start observing people, you see that kind of stuff, Mr. Ben. Giga problem. Oh, which one do I want to choose to share my story with you guys? I think certainly from just doing a content producer standpoint, this show, not only just ponies, but just Babble with Bronies, I'd say the biggest thing that it has made me realize is what is worth fighting for, what is worth preserving, what is worth carrying on, and when to quit. I can't tell you how many times I've sat wondering if this show, my show, should go up in flames or not for one reason or another. And yet, it always came back to, I enjoy doing this. Why should I quit? And so that made me realize I had to make things work. I had to make sure all the chips were in order. Now I know you guys might be saying maybe that's not true because I'm always saying at the beginning of every show there's always something that I forgot or something like that. But if you take those petty things aside and you realize, and then you look at my earlier stuff, you notice how there's only one person there, 2 people, 5 at the most. 10 I think was the biggest episode we had before we moved to Brony State here. Now look where I am. Now look at where Mr. Ben and Twilight is Magic are. Look at where this whole show is. Don't tell me that I have not become at least a slightly better person. Yeah, I'm still a royal ass if anyone gets to know me, but that's another story entirely. What I will say is, it's made me realize how much of a struggle some things can be, and yet how rewarding it is when you succeed. I wouldn't be shocked, Matt the Shadow Man. I certainly wouldn't be shocked in the least. Before I'm just reading. I was going to say something, but I'll get to that in a second. Agreed, Mr. Ben. Agreed. 100%. Remind me, folks, because this is how bad my memory is. Before we got on to this... Oh, yeah. I remember it now. I remember it. Next question. What would you say is the best thing that this show has done for you? What would you say is the best thing that just by, whether being a part of the fandom or just watching the show, what would you say is the best thing that you have taken from the show? Friendship is Magic, Mr. Ben. What has watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic done for you? Than her. All of you who are saying that being happy is probably the best thing you've taken out of the show, that I have to agree with. Again, harken back to how my name, Everlasting Joy, came about. There you go. That's my name says it right there, written on the tin. All right, we still got about... We should be wrapping up here. I'll leave a few more minutes for some open discussion here. Flutter lights. Those of you who are saying it's made you wake up emotionally, I have a question for you. How does that feel? Architect. Cape Moist. Alright, I think we're finishing up here, folks. So why don't we wrap this up? I know I already gave you most of my plan of action here, but I'm going to give you the short, what's the word I'm looking for? The short version, I guess, it's for lack of better terms. Next week I'm planning on another discussion, probably going to be background ponies, so bring your thoughts and whatnots about the background ponies. I'm probably going to select a few of them, like Lyra and Bon Bon, and the like. For those of you wondering about Derpy, I'll think about it, and I'll announce it in the in my DeviantArt journal on Thursday. I'll announce if we're going to be talking about Derpy or not. So, yeah, subtle, Elliot. Anyway, what was I? So like I said, I'm only going to select mostly the major ones, but if you want to discuss other background ponies that I might miss, just bring them here and we'll talk about them. Then the week after that, I'm looking at the interview that was supposed to be this week. So, until then, I believe we've hit everything. For Mr. Ben and Twilight is Magic, I am Everlasting Joy. Want to thank you all for stopping by, and we appreciate you guys, everyone who participated. Hope to see you again next week. And until then, take care.